Okay, so it's the end of the day and we're tired. It's about 7 o'clock. So these are registers. So you can see where we got the unit that'll be up in the attic, which is great because all you'll see is the register. So there's a register that'll go there, register there, one in the bathroom, and another one. Just turn the lights off over here. Another one over here by the window for air. So that way it's in the perimeter. And then what's going to happen is the returns will be in the center here. So it'll draw that air in there. Tomorrow we'll be cutting in for recessed lights that are going to go through here, and also for the boots that go in there. So it was rough because I really wanted to get the inspection, everything done, but we actually have the insulation inspection, so we can actually start doing the insulation. I don't know if we're going to start that tomorrow or not because we couldn't get an inspection for it until next week anyway. So we'll probably call it in like Monday for, say, Wednesday and come back down. You see, I'm spraying the brick here, which brings me to something else we got done. All right, so I'm going to wet it down. Oh, I've been wetting it down since we've been here. So here's what we ended up doing. I cut my door to map the opening there. I've gone through here and used some of the AZACs to trim it out to match the other side. Now the crazy thing is, this board that was here was almost flush right there, and then it came all the way in. So I ended up having to basically scarf wood to get it so I got my reveal in there. So I've got that, and so now you can see, oh, and I made a little temporary threshold there, so that way you can kind of see how the front door's gonna go. So now I can make the plaster up with this and the other side of it to kind of fill that in. And then tomorrow we'll hit some of this too. So that's why I'm wetting that. So also, because the inspector ended up checking to see the exact clearance for the bathtub, we had 22 inches. He said we must have 24 finished between the curb and the bathtub. So we had to bump out the bathroom shower. Had to get some more 2x4s. Just got to put a couple more in here, and I've got to redo the curb. I mean the drain line here, and then get a test. But we've got it all framed back up here, so that looks a whole lot better than where it did there. So I mean, it's to what the inspector wanted, so that's good. We've got some more of the ductwork over here for the basement that's been fabricated and put together. Now this is the only bad thing here is because we had to bump the shower out, there's a little bit of bump out here. So Jet, you're gonna miss 6 inches of wall right there. But
what's 6 inches?
Well, that's what she said.
No, I'm talking about with the space of the room.
Okay.
Because you know how some rooms have it for the closet, for the other room,
well,
the bump out.
It is what it is. That's what we had to do for it. So
do you have the tub and the shower jet?
There you go. So that's squared away for the inspector. Now we've got to get the insulation for the perimeters and stuff. And here, of course, we framed up the back wall here for the closet. The HVAC unit's going to go in here. The basement's locked, right? Okay, so we're not going to go down the basement, but the other unit is actually set up.
But it's secure. It's finally secure.
Yeah, the basement is now secured. So let's close the door here. Okay. See, that seals up real good there. So that's the front door. Look at that. So a little background here, because a lot of you guys are new. This front door, you're looking at it and you're like, what's all the markings and all this stuff? When I first started work on this house in 2016, the door was not secure. When I first went down in the basement, there was all kinds of scrap wood and stuff like this. This wood was actually down in the basement. So I built this door in 2016. It's oak, white oak. But you can see all the wormholes. I used an epoxy in there to fill all those in and sanded it out. It's got something on here. I don't know what that is, but we'll clean that stuff off. But yeah, so that's wood that was from this house in the basement. We haven't done anything on our posts here. but they still look really, really good, especially with the new base feet that are on here. Now, while I was today going crazy, waiting for the inspector, started working on some of the trim for the house. See, this actually had to be an offset piece to seal up between the brick and all that. We used AZAC on there, but that's up in place. And I started trimming out, so you can see the window with the AZAC, and we got the corner piece up here. And so it'll be easy to go through and do the siding up on here. I think I'm gonna do the same thing around the door to give it that big full look as well. Like, most of the windows, you have kind of wider molding. So I think that actually looks a lot better. Now we're thinking about getting actually red siding that will be like the red brick. And we think that that's gonna look good on here. So that's where we are. We got the framing passed in here, so we're good with that. We need to do the shower drain pan. We need to slope that, get the membrane in there, have 2 inches of water in there, and make sure that it doesn't leak. Call him back for that. And that's where he was talking about. We ended up putting the hasp up on there, so that way nobody can get into it. I had to basically put a side piece on there, so it's bolted into the wall sideways. The concrete is very, very soft, and we ended up putting an adhesive in there. So that's where we are today. Tomorrow we'll probably get the installation and stuff in here. I don't know if I'm going to start on that tomorrow, but I'll probably go home tomorrow and then come back next week fresh, ready to rock and roll. And I got my DeWalt chainsaw too. 16. Ooh, that thing cuts through stuff like hot butter. Went through like 5 minutes and cut that stuff up. Maybe tomorrow we'll get a load of brush and get it out of here too, so we can start getting ready. Jet, maybe you can bring that smoker over here and we can have some barbecue while we're working on the place. So that's it. I'm kind of drained today, I'm not gonna lie. It's been what day did we get here? Tuesday? Wow, it's only been 3 days. It's been a lot of work in those few days, but man, I'm tired. But we're gonna keep pounding away at it. We're gonna get this thing done sooner than later. The Memorial Weekend occupancy, don't think it's gonna happen quite there, but we won't be far from it. You can see it is progressing, and it's not a lack of trying or trying to work on it, but it's a lot of work to do when you're trying to restore a piece of history. I'm Mark Holmes, and well, I appreciate y'all. Peace.